Today we're checking out the Vosteed Porcupine. This knife has been getting some buzz and has been dominating my Instagram as it appears everybody has one of these in their pocket. But is it worth your money? Let's dive in and find out. Out of the box, I was immediately drawn to this design. I've always wanted an Oz Machine Co. Roosevelt, and this reminds me a little bit of that with the blade shape and the design, but for a fraction of the cost. Speaking of cost, this is coming from Vosteed for around $70, so firmly within that budget category that everyone loves. However, there's a lot of competition at this level. So what are you getting for the cost? Right off the bat, we're getting a 2.99-inch drop point satin blade of 14C 28N steel. This might sound familiar if you've watched any of my past videos, as this steel is very common as it's a great budget to mid-range steel that offers great corrosion resistance and toughness. Though it won't hold an edge forever, it's pretty easy to sharpen and bring back razor sharp. Now moving to the handle, this comes with these really nice blue micarta scales along with milled stainless steel liners. I really like this micarta, and though it lacks much texture due to it being a bit on the smooth side, it just feels nice in hand, and I think it looks really great along with the rest of the design. Now blue wouldn't have been my first choice as I happened to pick this up on a trade. I personally think a light brown micarta would have just set this knife over the edge for me. And as you can see with this thumb hole here, you can deploy the blade either using your index finger or your middle finger for a reverse flick. I found the index finger to work the best for me, and surprisingly enough, I actually really struggle to get the reverse with the middle finger down due to the tension. Fortunately, this features a top liner lock courtesy of this button right here. It locks up almost like a standard liner lock, but it's actually using a liner above the blade and the button releases it. This is my first knife with this, and it's a tad strange at first, but after a little bit of time, you get used to it and it works great. It's such a small thing, but one of my favorite features is actually the deep carry wire pocket clip. It's super low profile, out of the way, but works great. No hot spots, keeps the knife tucked nicely in the pocket. I wish more knives would move to this direction, as this is such a great clip and works so well. These type of clips help keep your pocket looking a bit nicer, as you don't have that tight tension and sandpaper effect when you have a textured knife scale constantly getting pulled in and out of the pocket. It's another small thing, but I find wire clips just look so much cleaner on the knife and in the pocket. I mentioned the locking mechanism earlier, but it's cool and interesting enough it needs some more attention. And even though I love the functionality, I personally found the action just a tad lacking for me. Don't get me wrong, it's okay, but it's not drop bear smooth or something I would find myself fidgeting with at my desk like I would a crossbar lock. It's rather smooth on deployment and closing, but the button lock can be a little bit annoying. You have to keep it pressed all the way while the blade drops to make sure it folds properly back in the handle. If you let it go too early, like this, it'll catch. It still works great, but after having knives that have smooth action, like the Drop Bear or even the Bel Air, it's just something to keep in mind. Now I mentioned the Drop Bear and the Bel Air, so how do they compare to the Porcupine? First, the Porcupine is 4.16 inches closed, which is pretty similar to these two. And when opened, it's clocking in around 7.2 inches. So once again, pretty similar. It's a great size and it works great as an all-around EDC folder. Because no knife is perfect, here's some quick pros and cons to keep in mind. Pros: really attractive design, Roosevelt vibes on a budget. Comfortable, nice micarta scales. Really nice deep carry wire pocket clip that is excellent and carries great, and has good materials and footprint. But there are some cons. First up, the action can be a bit lacking at times, as the button lock can feel awkward, and the reverse flick with the middle finger is much harder than any other knives I've had in the past. At $70, it's a really solid knife if you love the design. For pure performance and action, I would lean to the competitors. But if you want something unique with great aesthetics, the Porcupine is worth a look. What do you think? Would you pick up the Porcupine? Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to like and subscribe to get more videos like this one. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you next time.